You know, it's great to get a win versus a winning team. That team had been in a bunch of close games and it won a lot of them. And so it's good when you can be in a game against a team that's used to winning in close games and pull it out. So we're thankful for that. You know, we got some things to fix, obviously, red zone execution and so forth. But we'll address it. We'll address it with the win. It's good to be 500 at the turn, like we talked about early in the week, given where we've come from. It's going to still be a while. We'll work forever trying to get that September stench off of us, but that's life in this thing, and I appreciate the effort and the fight. It's good to be sitting at 4-4. I never thought I'd hear myself say that. Man, we had some injuries along the way. Trey Edmunds, ribs, Switzer, ribs, Rosie's re-aggravated his knee a little bit. All those guys will be evaluated. Hopefully it won't prevent them from moving forward here next week. I know that we're going to need everybody because we just need to prepare ourselves to be in battles like that, such as life in the NFL. Nowhere to hide, man. Week in and week out, you're facing stiff competition. And I like the mettle of the group. Some of the adversity we faced was created by us. Hopefully we can minimize that. But I like the way the group fought and stayed in it and did what was required to secure victory. Questions?
Mike, how much did you have to kind of debate the pass interference challenges?
I didn't have to debate, to be quite honest with you. I know I'm running on the beach in that regard, but given the circumstances and the gravity of those plays, it was worth the risk, although the risk I acknowledged was extremely high.
Mike, when you were on the competition committee, were you in agreement or a dissenter that play, pass interference, should be subject to video review?
We all agreed that something needed to be done based on what transpired in January football. We've all been very transparent about that. I mean, that's been written and talked about over and over again. And so my position doesn't change based on what happens in stadiums here moving forward. We made the right decision. We did the things that we needed to do to preserve the integrity of the game, to safeguard the game in the appropriate ways. It didn't fall in my favor today, such as life.
How you kind of expected to deploy Edmunds and Trey Edmunds, that is, and Jalen Samuels today, or just kind of how the flow of the game worked out with
it? It really was, you know. Trey is a one-cut, downhill type of a guy, man, and obviously Jalen is good out of the backfield. It was a nice division of labor. Simply Edmunds replaced Connor in a lot of ways in terms of the things that they specialize in doing, but we did what we needed to do given the current circumstances this week. It's not reflective of how we move forward. We'll see what our mix of guys are next week positionally, whether it's running back or any other position, and build our personality and plan accordingly.
Mike, could you comment on the season budget Breeze given you, especially the way he's been able to stop the run this year?
He's been a monster, as has TJ. Boy, they're really setting the pace off the edge and really providing a wave that the rest of us get to ride defensively. But that's the nature of outside linebacker play within our scheme, and particularly when you draft them in round one, that's what they're supposed to look like in their mid-20s.
Any reason you can pinpoint why Boswell's been so good this year versus the struggles last year?
That's good Bos. You know, that's what we're used to. That's what he's used to. I think the better question is what happened last year, but we don't have to ponder that. We're in the present.
How much did the Colts offense change with Hoyer versus preparing for Brissett all week?
Minimally, and we know that about Hoyer, man. I think that's one of the real attributes of Hoyer, man. He's been a part of our program. He's one of those unique veterans, man, that can really be ready to play on a limited number of reps, and the game plan doesn't have to change at all. He is just that sharp of a guy. We know that firsthand because he was part of our organization. So we didn't anticipate it changing at all, and he proved that to be true.
Mike, there are multiple reports out there that you guys inquired about trading for Le'Veon Bell this week. Did you?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Connor came in as doubtful. You guys didn't roll him out. Is there any update on him and whether he was close to playing? Or
I'll give it to you guys on Tuesday, you know, in terms of what next week looks like and further discussions regarding him. I'm sure there's an update, but I'm not privy to it. As we lean in on game time, I focus on the guys that are playing.
Is there anything in the play selection offensively that may help Rudolph maybe kind of start a little faster because he's been a little sporadic?
No, Rudolph needs to help Rudolph start faster. But no, we'll do some things. Obviously, we hadn't gotten off to the type of start that we want to, but starts don't define us, thankfully.
Another example of great anticipation by Minkah on the interception.
Yeah, Minkah needs no endorsement for me. The tape is his storyteller. He's been really rock solid.
Coach, the miss by Vinatieri at the end, was there anything that you did defensively, or is it just one of those things that happens?
They're better to speak to that than I am, to be honest with you.
Mike, what's missing, or why some of the inconsistencies with Mason from your standpoint?
He's a young guy. He's a guy that's missed some time due to injury and coming off of a bye week, man. We're just trying to find our rhythm and traction, and we can't, have a lot of self-inflicted wounds along the way. We've had some. Thankfully, it hadn't prevented us from winning. We need to get better. And not only him, but us, the units, collectively. We got to start the games faster than we have.
Given
it's as simple as that.
Mason, how would you describe the state of the offense right now through 8 games?
Yeah, the state of the offense, I think it's morphed and evolved, through 8 games. I think as far as me being at the helm, I think we've gotten better, and we've shown growth. We're still not where we want to be, obviously. We got to focus on, getting it. Obviously, we got in the red zone a few times and punching those in for 6, opposed to just coming away with 3. But we're right there close, man. I think this group has done a great job of gelling together in those situations and moving the ball on the field. Obviously, coming away with 3 is a lot different than coming away with 7. So that's an ongoing effort, and I think we're moving in the right direction.
Hey, so on the 40-yarder to James, can you walk us through what you saw and why you decided to throw it as well?
Yeah. Malik Hooker just kind of stayed in the middle of the field, a little bit of flat-footed, and James was able to get behind him, kind of step on the corner's toes, if you will, and did a great job of coming across the field. So a play that he's made a lot, and he does a great job of stretching that corner and really stepping on his toes and paralyzing the corner. Corner's not really knowing, are you breaking to the flag or to the post? And so he did a great job today. Made a lot of big-time plays, catches on 3rd downs, and it's good to see him get some energy back.
So even though he remained in the middle of the field, just you were looking to see if he was flat-footed?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get any depth. He didn't backpedal, and 29's a really good rangy player. We knew that going in, but just by the way he kind of squatted, I mean, he wasn't, if our guy's turning and burning and he's still trying to back up, usually that's a good, a good answer to put the ball up in his hands and give him a shot. So.
Mason, you had success with the running backs throwing them today. Was that scheme or what they were giving you?
I think, especially down there in the red zone, they played a lot of that soft quarters, soft cover 4, and Jalen does a great job catching the ball out of the backfield, but he did a good job today on a couple 3rd downs, feeling grass and feeling zone defenders and working away from them. And not only him, obviously. Trey Edmonds and obviously Vance caught the ball kind of underneath a lot really well and gave us a chance to get that field goal before half.
Did you have any idea what to expect out of Trey today?
I know the player he is in practice. I know how hard he prepares week to week. I know he's got a great family and he's got a great brother, and we're really close. I came in with Terrell, obviously, but Trey's just he's been the same guy since the day he got here, and he treats his preparation the same, whether he's was on the practice squad early in the year, whether he's going to be the number 2 guy this week. So a lot of confidence in him, a lot of attention to detail. He does a good job.
There's probably, 70 seconds left. You might be getting the ball back, and the number 1 kicker has ever kicked in this game's going out there. Are you looking at him, or are you trying to get your thoughts together?
No, we were talking, Randy, as well as the receivers and the tight ends, about what our favorite plays were going into that situation. Shot plays, no huddle, let's kind of into the game plays that you practice and you try to perfect, and you hold in the bank for those situations. So it's all you really can do is understand how much time you have, what's the situation, and try to have a good thought going into that situation of what you guys have a good feel for what you're going to call and how to execute it.
Do you even watch the kick? Or?
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely watch the kick, and been on the other end of a lot of those, throughout my career in college and last year. But it feels good to be on the right side of one of those.
What is Juju doing for you personally when he's not getting the ball?
I mean, he's attracting a lot of flies. He's attracting the middle field player, the safety, and allowing us to get one-on-one shots down the field with other receivers, and so he's, you know, he made some plays for us early, and you know, extended that play on the naked, physical play on the sideline to give us that extra 15. But when he's not catching the ball, he understands the type of attention that he attracts, and really does a good job for, you know, being a selfless player in those situations. He knows he's taking two with him. He knows somewhere else we're gonna have an opportunity to throw the ball.
When it's, you know, your first season playing in the league, and you got 8 games in the book, do you have a feel for what kind of team, what kind of group this is that you're in?
Yeah, I mean, our defense is you know, creating turnovers at an unbelievable rate, and you know, I would like on our end the offensive to be able to punch, you know, some more of those, you know, more of those balls in the end zone. Obviously, whether we're moving the ball down the field or whether we're getting a short field due to their turnovers. So, you know, we're continue to. I think we're right there. I think we, you know, we've got good schemes, and just a matter of getting the ball in the end zone and you know, creating some energy for our defense and backing them up when they've, I mean, almost all season done an unbelievable job of, you know, giving us the ball in short fields, sacking the, I mean, just splash plays from the defensive side. So they continue to play great, and you know, it was a, you know, great team victory, but we need, you know, we're looking to do our part more and more is kind of how we treat it.
You mentioned earlier you feel like the offense is close to getting to where you want to be. How do you put that into actually producing? Like, is there something that you're seeing out of these guys? You know, we are just a tick away from being where we want to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to the week of practice you have in your preparation, and I thought we had a good week this week, but you know, you always try to have a better week of practice as you go, and then just, you know, give our playmakers a chance. You know, they were a very good red zone team coming into this game, and we knew that. We knew that we had to be, you know, accurate and fast and quick decision making down there to, you know, give ourselves a chance. And at times we were, at times we weren't, and we're going to get back to the drawing board and make corrections and move forward.
Mason, Mike Tomlin had emphasized to us how big a game it was coming from 0-3 to have a shot at 4-4. Did this one feel a little like it was more than just another midseason game?
I mean, in our current state, you know, every game is huge, and we believe we can get right back in this mix, you know, in the playoff hunt as well as the division. And so, gosh, you know, everyone is key, and I think it's kind of, you know, given where we started, when our back's against the wall, I think we play good, and there's an added energy and passion to our guys, and I think we feel that, and we really rally in that factor that we know our back's against the wall, and every game counts.
Basically, that you beat a 5-2 team. Does that give a little extra validation to what you got, this little role that you guys are?
You know, obviously, yes, records matter, and we know that we had beaten a couple of teams with, you know, not the best records in the world, but every single one matters. We'll take it. You know, these are good teams. This isn't. You know, my brother playing Wofford this week at Clemson. It's not. You never playing the Woffords, you know, week to week, and that's something you find out quick when you get to this level. And you know, you cannot take anyone lightly. You know, especially in our current state, and you got to prepare like it's, you know, like it's a Super Bowl every week, and that's how we treat it.
TJ, I think it was last week you complimented the way Bud's been playing, and he followed that up again today with another monster game.
Yeah, I mean, Bud is balling, and I said that last week, and I just see the way that he approaches watching film and in practice, and just, I mean, you just have feelings when you're playing. It seems like every week for me and Bud and this whole defense, we all just have feelings it's gonna be a great day, and we're just trying to affect the game any way that we can, and if they chip me, Bud's going to be open. If they chip Bud, I'm going to be open. So I think it's just awesome to be a part of right now.
You guys don't have a nickname yet, you two.
No, we don't have anything. Nothing yet.
TJ, Mike Tomlin emphasized to us how big he thought a win over the Colts would be. He's usually not thinking along those terms. Did he emphasize this game to the team a little more?
We knew it carried a lot of weight. I mean, they had a winning record. I think they were, 5-2 or something like that coming into this game. So we definitely knew they were validated as a good football team, a really good football team, and they had a lot of really good weapons offensively for us and gave us challenges and fits. And I just thought that we did a really good job of making adjustments. And I know they ran for over 100 yards on us, but we were able to take the ball away, and that really helped us.
Is there something to you and Bud feeding off each other? Is there like a competition or pushing sort of thing?
No competition. I mean, if there is, it's all healthy competition. I mean, we're so happy for each other when we make a play because we see the work that we put in, and we both want so much just to be able to affect the game any way that we possibly can. We're just so happy when anybody on this defense makes a play, but when you share a room with Bud and I'm around him a lot, how could I not be happy to see him playing so well?
What's 4-4 mean after all the three?
It's big time. I mean, it's not where we want to be, but it's good for where we've come from, and I think it'll give us a lot of momentum and confidence that we can beat a good football team, and just watch the film and keep growing, just trying to keep growing, try to keep finding ways where we can get better, and just keep going towards the weeks here and move on to next week.
Was that interception as sweet as the time you went 100 against Arkansas?
Oof. I had 3 against Arkansas, but, you know, this was a big play in the game. We needed it. But, you know, any time you get one of those, it's a good feeling.
Looked like nothing but green grass in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
What were you thinking?
Score.
Can you talk about the play, how it developed? I mean, what did you see? Did you know he was going to – did you anticipate it?
Oh, I was just reading the quarterback. You know, he looked right first, and he looked hard left, shoulders turned and everything. So I just started drifting that way. He let go of the ball. So I got it.
Mika, from you, Coach Tomlin, everybody talked about how smart Brissett is with the ball and how he makes really good decisions. When Hoyer got in there, do you think that you guys might have had some more chances?
Honestly, Hoyer, he's an experienced guy. You know what I'm saying? So he's an experienced guy. So we had to play the same type of game. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple passes he made in the game that were, you know, high level throws. You know, on the one touchdown, it was a high-level throw, put it right over my head in the right spot, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he's an experienced quarterback, so the approach was the same exact thing.
Can you describe the responsibility that the defense may feel right now with the way the offense hasn't been able to score touchdowns like I would assume they would want to?
You know, we just got to go out there and no matter how many times we're on the field, no matter how many times the other team gets the ball, or how many points are on the board, we just got to go out there and execute at a high level. You know what I'm saying? That's what defenses are meant for. If they don't score, they don't win. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could kick one field goal, and if they don't score any points, they don't win. So we just got to go out there and do our job and stop them.
Mika, what were you thinking when you saw that kick go wide left?
Oh man, I was excited. Honestly, you know, he doesn't miss too many of those. So when he missed, I was very surprised. But you know, it is what it is. Sometimes it just happens and it goes your way.
Do you feel like you guys are changing momentum of games with big plays? You guys are consistently in the backfield, forcing fumbles, getting interceptions.
Yeah, I think you know, when you have big plays like you just mentioned, it's definitely a big momentum change, especially when the other team's offense is kind of driving the ball a little bit, and we make a big play, get the ball to our offense, and everything else like that. Definitely is a big swing in momentum.
You guys back in the conversation here at 4-4?
Yeah, I think you know, 4-4 is a good spot to be at. Could be better. It's not where we want to be at, but it's all we could be right now. It's a good spot for us, and we just got to keep fighting. And you know, the Colts are a great team, and we need to prove that we could compete against good teams.
You know, we just got to keep working. We're trying to get to a point where we always want to be, and I always know we could be before the season started. You know, we had a lot of adversity in between that, but we got to keep moving.
Is it important to beat a team? It's a 5-2 team, a good team. Any extra importance to that?
Yeah, you know, it was great to beat that team. You know, a lot of people said we hadn't really beat anybody who's worth a winning record. So we had to go out and show people that you know, we had it in us to compete with a team like that. And also, you know, they had one of the best O-lines, so it was a challenge for the D-line up front and the front seven.
You talked about that all week, going up against that good offensive line. Why do you think it went the way that it did in your favor today on a lot of big plays?
Because, you know, we prepared for it. You know, we knew they had great players up front, but like I said, you know, they got ones up front, we got ones up front too. You know, and we just put ourselves in situations to win. Coach Tomlin and Bus did a great job of planning. You know, they put us in the right predicament.
That said, maybe the biggest play was what you did on the ground on that last play to force the field goal.
Yeah.
You want to take us through that one?
I mean, you know, the whole week we harped on their strength to the left side. You know, number 56 and 74. You know, the guard and the tackle they're great players. You know, they've been blocking great the whole season. They've been rolling people in the run game. You know, even today, you know, they still had a lot of good plays where they made great plays on us. You know, but during that time they put a tight end on me, and I just take pride in myself not letting the tight end block me.
The fumble recovery in the end zone seems like a good place to start. Just how resourceful a play and resilient a play that is. It sort of personifies or exemplifies what you guys are going through this year, doesn't it?
It's the worst nightmare. What keeps me up at night. What makes me reconsider every single, moment of my life. When you're in the end zone and you give up a strip sack like that, it's not a good feeling. So, it's a horrible negative play, and you try to do the best you can. Obviously, when those things happen, they're up to chance. The 50-50 where the ball's going to bounce, and luckily, I guess, since Joe told me it was a big play, that there's a lot of negativity in that play for sure.
Did you get it clean, or was there some exchanging going on?
I don't know. I can't remember. We'll have to look at it again. Hopefully, I did something funny, and there's a little bit less negativity on what happened on that play.
0-3 to 4-4, trending in toward positivity, isn't it?
It's a tough league. It's a lot of competition. The margin of error is very small. We faced a lot of adversity over the past 8 weeks. But we got to show up to work every day, and the coaches are doing a very good job engineering for us ways to win and putting them together, since it's not the way that we used to do them. Big kudos to the defense; they're playing unbelievable, and us on offense, we gotta play a lot better if we want to be serious, taken seriously by the rest of the teams.
How would you describe the offense right now?
I don't know. I can only talk about my play, and there's just so many things that I have to do much better for us to win more games. So I can only concentrate on the negative things that I've done, and I've done plenty.
What's going through your head when Vinatieri lines up for the winning kick or the potential winner?
You know what? Just like a tackle has got to go in 2 minutes, and he's got to protect against some of the best pass rushers, and that football has a lot of pressure. Football is a sport that has a lot of variables, and sometimes the public, the team, your teammates, people don't understand all the little things that go on. I feel for someone like Adam Vinatieri. I know he's got a lot of recognition, but the life of a football player is tough. It's tough on Sundays when something like that happens. So I guess he's got a lot of recognition from his career, so hopefully he can lean on that, because that game was as close as you guys saw.
With that being said, do you think Mason's feeling some of that pressure, that weight on his shoulders?
Absolutely. You're the starting quarterback. This is a quarterback-driven league. Quarterbacks are more than half of the equation. For offenses and even for franchises and teams. So he's doing very well with all the pressure, with everything the coaches are throwing at him. He gets better every week, and that's all we can hope for. He cares. He's trying to get better, and when you have those two things, hopefully good things happen.